What is step 5 of the $400 million pattern? This video should probably come with a warning right off the bat. Why? Because we're going to say some stuff that isn't necessarily politically correct inside the industry. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeff Gamble. I actually have a background in traditional business, also a former network marketer, currently a John C. Maxwell speaker, trainer, and coach. And the reason we're putting this video together is to talk about step 5 of the $400 million pattern. Now, why do we call it the $400 million pattern? Because the guy who created it has made the most money inside of direct sales, network marketing, MLM, whatever you want to call the industry. And his name is Dexter. You can look him up online. Wikipedia or whatever has reported all of his income. And that's $400 million in commissions, not in volume sales or product, gross, net, whatever. It's actual commissions paid to him, $400 million. Yes, that is more than some companies have ever done in sales. So he is the guy. And he created this thing called the 8-step pattern. The 8-step pattern is, number 1, define your dream. Number 2, make the right commitments. Number 3, make a list. Number 4, learn to contact and invite. And now we're on number 5, which is present. 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 People are like, I don't want to present. You need to present. Now, he called it STP. STP stood for show the plan. And what he meant by that was show the presentation, show the product, show the program, show people what is going on. And he always did it with a visual. Now, back in the day, all they had was a chalkboard. Literally, this guy carried around a chalkboard in the back of his trunk of his car, and he'd set it up and do the presentation in front of a bunch of people. He also had products, so he would share the product and say, this is the program, this is the plan we're using, and this is the product line that we have. Now, here's why to get in. Now, here's some things you want to know. You will be told never to present. Which, okay, let me get this right. It's network marketing. Network marketing meaning I network with other people and show them what I do, but I'm never supposed to tell them what I do. How the f are you supposed to tell anybody what's going on? I just say this out loud, and a lot of people aren't going to like it. The reason they don't want you to learn the presentation is so that way you'll buy CDs, magazines, and their fucking website to send out a link to show them what people do. The other reason is they want to comply by all the legal standards. So let me get this clear. They want to comply by all the legal standards because people will exaggerate what people make. People exaggerate what the products do. People exaggerate what the services do. People exaggerate how long it takes. People exaggerate how much work it's going to take to do this, because it does take work to do this. But here's what I've also found. You also hear meetings make money. If you've never heard that, meetings make a lot of money. And usually the person who makes the most money, and I'm going to use this as an example, the person who makes the most money is the person at the front of the room with a marker. If you ever go to any seminar, any educational seminar, any business seminar, any real estate seminar, any insurance seminar, I don't care what the fuck the seminar is, the person with the marker in the front of the room makes the most money. Almost 99.9,000% of every time that I've ever seen it done, the person at the front of the room with the marker makes the most money. That is also the presenter. Interesting that the person who has the money is also the person who's the presenter. So what I can tell you is from day one, learn how to present. Now, ironically, the guy who's made the most money in the entire industry said, sit down, and the first time, listen to the presentation. The second time, take notes on the presentation. The third time, take notes on the presentation again. The fourth time, do the presentation, and I'll watch you do it. I'll go with you to make sure you don't screw it up. The 5th time, I'll watch you do it and then critique you afterwards. And the 6th time, it's up to you. So you keep watching the presentation and you keep giving the presentation. That's how you get good. Now, there's a couple things to a presentation. First of all, people get in business with people they know, like, and trust. So number 1, you have to get to know them and they have to get to know you. Now, the second thing is they have to like you when you do that. So things like how to win friends and influence people, things like making eye contact, things like smiling, things like having a good time, things like not telling every bad thing that's happening to you right now. Like, nobody wants to hear about your health issues or your sicknesses or your diseases or whatever the hell's going on with you. Nobody wants to hear about how bad things are. You know, all of the negative, we call that negative, all the negativity things that you spell out in front actually detract from them wanting to sign up with you. People do not want to sign up with people who have a bunch of fucking problems. Now, you might have some problems. That's okay. But here's the thing. Move fast enough that your problems can't catch you. Part of the reason you have so many problems is because you're moving so fucking slow is every problem comes and finds you. Move faster. Move faster, talk faster. You know, some of you, the greatest thing you could possibly do is wear one of those things that has the stepper on it and complete 20,000 steps a day. Even if you're pacing back and forth, motion creates emotion and people buy emotion. Sales is nothing more than a transfer of emotion. If you have no emotion to transfer, people have nothing to buy and you have nothing to sell. And that's the reason why people don't get in. People think, well, people aren't getting in this because it's too expensive. Wrong. People aren't getting in this because the timing's not right. Wrong. People aren't getting in this because it doesn't work in Wisconsin, Indiana, Kentucky, Florida, wherever the hell you live and think it doesn't work. It's working there, trust me, because people are buying and getting in direct sales all over the country, and people are spending upwards of $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on all kinds of bullshit programs that are online, affiliate programs, real estate programs, insurance programs. You can get rich programs. You can get wealthy programs. We can teach you how to do this, do that, and the other thing programs. People are buying all kinds of stuff. I looked at a real estate program the other day and I was like, well, what does this whole thing cost? They're like 25 grand. I'm like, are you selling a lot of these? They said, yeah. And I'm like, my God, people could sell anything if they wanted. I mean, really? I mean, people can sell anything. People sold a fucking rock, a chia pet rock. People sold a rock. You know, if people made $100 million selling rocks, you can sell your product and program if you believe in it. If you're taking, you know, your whatever you're using, if you're using your product, if you like it and you see the benefits of it, you can sell it, but it's a transfer of emotion that has to come out in the presentation. Now I'm going to give you a couple tips real quick on a presentation. A presentation basically has about a half a dozen good points. A half a dozen good points, not 5 hours worth of stuff. If your presentation one-on-one lasts more than 15 minutes with a flip book, we got to stay on track, on course. I'm not saying just, you know, talk. I'm saying memorize a presentation that's given to you by corporate. If it's not given to you, look me up and I'll show you how to make one, because I've made a bunch of them for different companies and helped people. Like, I took presentations away from people. I was sitting in Starbucks one time, and I love to go to Starbucks and just watch bad fucking presentations, like by terrible presenters. And I stopped one guy one time. I wasn't even in the company, but I knew their compensation and I knew their program, and I stopped the guy and I did the presentation for him, and I got the people ready and I got them on a third-party call, because I was just like, it was so bad, I couldn't even fucking drink my coffee. It was just awful. I was like, man, I feel bad for this guy. The people across the table felt bad for the guy. I was like, somebody's got to save him. Please help people. That's what you're here to do. Help people. I'm trying to help you. So, the right industry, you want to go over why it's the right industry. You want to go over why it's the right company. You want to go over why it's the right product inside of your niche or service. You want to go over why you have the right compensation plan. You know, this compensation plan is good because it pays money, and here's how it pays out. It's good because of your leadership, the right system that you're using to actually promote it, and the right timing. And if you have a flipbook presentation, memorize it. Memorize it forward, memorize it backwards, verbalize it, say it out loud, know it. You can present in the middle of the night. Every single presentation that I've ever done, I know. I could do it without notes, but that's not the point. You want to do it with a flipbook. Even when I got good and I knew the whole thing, I did it with a flipbook just to show somebody. That's all I do is I point and read. I point and I read and I talk to people. That's it. You know, I mean, how easy is it? They give you what to say. You don't have to make anything up. Just read what's here. So what is the purpose of this? To get a lot of people to do a little bit over a long enough period of time. A lot of people to do a little bit over a long enough period of time. So with that, guys, I need a huge favor from you. Please like this video. Share it with somebody who needs it. Leave me a comment if you have anything else to say. And if you need any additional help, inbox me. inbox me. I answer questions all the time. People ask me stuff all the time, whether it's should or not. And I just want to thank you for basically watching this. And if you want to know more about how to recruit, prospect, or team build, stay tuned and watch the next episode.